Law firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Spring has sprung with a hint of summer right around the corner. And with all the travel restrictions easing up, now is the time to consider the Lodge at Guntersville State Park for a quick, relaxing getaway. At the Lodge at Guntersville State Park, all the rooms are routinely disinfected and cleaned to the highest standard. And views across Guntersville Lake are as gorgeous as ever. It's been too long, all cooped up at home. Make plans now to spend a weekend at the Lodge or cabins or campgrounds of Guntersville State Park today. Visit alapark.com for more information.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, to try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
NCAA Gymnastics Championship Semifinals, Thursday at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Aristotle once said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." Plato once remarked, "The measure of a man is what he does."
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Away we go here on a Tuesday, along with Wes Neighbors. Steve Moulton here with you. Appreciate Drew DeArmond filling in yesterday, the birthday boy, a year older. How are you, Wes Neighbors?
Doing really good.
So, out of the gate, we got the report from a close observer yesterday. Well, what is your takeaway from...
Well, they got better from week to week. Everything but the offensive line, but it's kind of hard to judge. Curvin didn't play in the scrimmage. I guess he's hurt. I'm assuming. I don't know if they said that or not. Never found out, but he wasn't. And the left tackle had trouble blocking this guy named Will Anderson, which most everybody does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing that he had 17 or 18 sacks when he got double teamed as much last year. But he's the third leading tackler on the team, and he plays an outside linebacker. That doesn't happen very much. Anyway, the defense, it rose a level when he's on the field. Just the confidence they have. They look like they look like a bunch of guys that have played before, and the younger guys are stepping in. I've mentioned Burrows several times. Mentioned him last year, if you remember. He was starting in some positions, in some situations, and he was making plays against the first group. So I think he's going to be a welcome sight. You still have 47, who's a great football player. He's not practicing. Doesn't need to really. He's a fourth-year guy. The offense, and Coach Saban's right, is spotty. But they're spotty because they're moving a lot of players around and playing a lot of players. They did have some interceptions. The most improved guy on this scrimmage, the second scrimmage, was the same as Milroy. He looked like a quarterback you could win with in this last scrimmage.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Went 80 yards for a touchdown, Looks like somebody shot him out of a cannon. Was completing passes. He worked with the first team, drove him down the field.
Got a completely different report yesterday from someone close to the scrimmage.
Well, he wasn't watching the scrimmage. Milroe, he threw 3 touchdown passes against the first team defense. On one of them, drove it down. I thought, now he's not as accurate as
Bryce.
No, but nobody is.
I was
That
about
guy's
to say,
a Heisman Trophy winner.
Who is?
But he gets better every scrimmage, and I, you know.
That's all you're looking for.
Right.
The big news today is the offensive line got themselves some help from Vanderbilt, from the Music City, as Tyler Steen will be a plug-and-play player. A lot of people assume a plug-and-play player.
Well, he'll have to fight for a job, and they have a lot of good players, and they need some continuity. That's what they were missing last year, until for whatever reason,
that previous offensive line was unbelievable.
Well, they were good. I mean, yeah, they were really good. They've been really good for a long time, and that's why you just assume that the talent level didn't go down. The continuity in the players did, getting them in the right situation, slide in the right way. And one of those guys was the center when they replaced the center in the Auburn game. And now the starting center was playing hurt. Now, I think that means
yeah.
I mean, but when he put in, it seemed like they got continuity, and they had continuity in the last games they played, and they played well. So at times they look good, but they're just not consistent. But they're going against what I consider has an opportunity to be the best defense in the nation. And so that makes a difference.
Coming up on today's program, we will talk some boxing a little bit later on, as the heavyweight champ, Tyson Fury, about to step back into the ring here later on this month. And JD's is going to talk to us about an update from Deontay Wilder, as well as the Alabama Boxing Hall of Fame. Look forward to talking to Jay coming up later on. A surprise guest comes up here in about 5 minutes or so, but Wolverine Dan joins us. How are you, Dan?
Thank you for acknowledging me. I'm at happy hour at Furniture Factory.
And you're fully happy.
Yeah, I got a humongous basket of fries, and Wes was noticing that part of the fries kind of melted together, and it's like a big cluster, and it looks really good, Wes.
Yeah, that's the clusters of the
Yeah,
best.
there you go. So, but a couple things. First off, come up here, happy hour, guys. You got a PBR 16-ounce. We're talking for $2. Come on, you could
Those are 1972 prices, aren't they?
Exactly, pretty much. And then you'll have plenty of money in your wallet. If you don't want to drive home, get a cab. All right,
there you go.
Or Uber. Well, I will say this. And the reason why Lord Moulton got me on the radio, and I appreciate that, but I just wanted to thank the people of Huntsville. Back in a week or two ago, we had the Legends game. That was just before the
final home game for the Havoc.
Yep. And in the past 2 years, we couldn't do it because of COVID and other complications. So my wife and I, Ginger, this time she didn't do it. I had my son and the grandkids help me this time, and it must have really worked because we doubled the most we ever made in one night. So
this is awesome for autism.
For autism charity.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's for the local chapter here. The money stays here. And they did real well with the jersey because some people just don't want to spend the money for a jersey, but they want to contribute. And a lot of the kids in the audience and young folk that have that issue, it's kind of cool when they donate money because they get really excited because they know it's going to the good cause. So, but we ended up by getting over almost $2,100.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So for if you go calendar wise, it was. For 12 years, it was only really 10 that we did this, and we raised over $12,000. And you know what? This is probably the swan song for my wife and I, because it's difficult for Ginger to walk up and down the good old Ginger.
That's why
I had to do it, Wes. You're going to do it. You're going to do it, Wes.
Old Ginger not making it out much.
Yeah. So anyway, so So anyway, it turned out really well, and it was probably our last time to do it. So I'm hoping somebody else steps up, and Keith's going to take it over because it was Gibby's last year. And I don't know if you noticed, if you watched it, did you see the height of Gibby's son? He's
I didn't
giant.
Know. Yeah.
The kid's like 6'5". His daddy's like maybe 6'1", 6'2".
Oh, wow.
And on skates, he looks like he's 7 foot tall.
I bet he does.
Yeah. But it was great, and I wanted to thank everybody, and thank you, Wes and Steve, for letting me say that on the air.
Well, it's awesome. That's awesome.
It's a great city. We're very fortunate.
It's the little
to be
things
here.
everybody does in the city that makes it the best city to live in. No question.
I'm going to get back to my PBR.
All right.
Good for you.
We are indeed live here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. In fact, we're about 50 minutes away or so from Pedro's Authentic Mexican Feast to be opened up for business. So come on by. We are here till 7, and then we will make way for Braves baseball as they try to bounce back after getting pummeled last night by the Washington Nationals. 11-2 is that final score. Bryce Elder is going to make his major league debut tonight for the Braves against Patrick Corbin. As the Braves out of the gate 2-3. The Nationals also at 2-3 as this opening homestand is winding down. We will have full coverage of tomorrow's day game for you. A shortened Tom Abraham show tomorrow until 11:05, and then the day game before they head out to the West Coast. But it is 8A this weekend. We'll have full coverage of the Crimson Tide Sports Network as they'll take over the airwaves at 1:30. What has been a mainstay for 8A? Really a mainstay for spring football down in Tuscaloosa.
They're always rebuilding.
Eddie Conyers joins us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Eddie?
Is that Neighbors we're talking about now?
You like to took one in the kisser at the scrimmage.
Yeah, I know it. I hope it didn't hurt that guy.
No, it was the football was hitting you in the head. You didn't even know it, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. I was sitting there, and that darn thing like to hit me.
I said he'd caught that. I yelled out. No, you didn't hear me. I said he caught that 20 years ago.
I heard that.
Did you drop the flag, Eddie?
My attorney will be contacting you.
Oh. How you doing,
I tell
Eddie?
you, Neighbors is a revered name here, and great ball players, great people.
How's this spring been for you, Eddie?
Well, I think defensively, Alabama looks real good, and if you got somebody like Bryce, heck, I may come out of retirement. do a little 7-out pass, and he'll put it right to you. He's a real talented and about as cool a customer as I've ever seen. I've been going out there a long time. He's mentally tough. But I think I don't go on the field as much. I make the arrangements for the officials. In fact, I've just come in from there just a few minutes ago. We have 4 officials every day at practice. And I just kind of sit and watch them. I don't get into it too much, but if you play for Saban, you'll be a good ball player. It'll be a good team.
So, what are you hearing as far as in people that have helped themselves this spring? Ed, have you heard anything?
I think the Trey Sanders is, and this is just really like what I kind of hear. I think it's Trey Sanders. He was the number 1 running back in the country. I remember when he came in, he's had a lot of trouble. Got hurt, and he was in an accident. But the officials that go out there, I ask them the same things that you're asking me. And so they know a lot more about them really than I do. But they say Trey Sanders is coming on real good in this transfer from Georgia Tech, the running back. I can't think of his name now.
Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Yeah, he's supposedly looking real good. But they seem to me, a distance, Alabama seems to be more animated. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but they seem a little bit more aggressive-like. Hopefully that's a good thing, and I think it would be.
Well, I think they're playing like a little chip on the shoulder, like they didn't win it last year.
I know it. And that's as you know, that's a good way to be sometimes. You have it. By God, let's get this thing right. but I think that'll be a motivating factor, certainly.
Well, it was also announced back in December, the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame announcing that you're going to be recognized as the 2022 Frank Pighouse Award recipient. How did you find out about that back in December, Eddie?
Well, they called me, and I told them, I said, well, it took you 94 years, but you finally got me.
So you're getting the Pig Award?
Do what now?
You're getting the Pig Award?
Yeah. Can you believe that? well, I think really it's on quantity rather than quality. But,
come on, man.
We're not patting myself on the back here, but really, in truth, there's not many people in the world that have seen 13 national championship teams practice.
That's
in
crazy.
fact, I reckon there's nobody. We've had 6 under Bryant, 6 under Stapleton, and of course 1 under Stoller. So that's kind of a plus. But I'm really very, very pleased, obviously, and don't mean to make light of it. I'm entitled to it, of course.
So Eddie, which team is the best team that didn't win it?
Well, you know the guy that wrote the book, The Missing Ring. I think that team. I don't about getting my years get all mixed up, and I just
66.
66.
So, but I think that team was deserved it and didn't get it. Of course, we'll wrote a book about it, but you don't come across those national championships when you got about 150 teams fighting for one spot. It's if you win it, you've done something very special. And Alabama's done it 13 times since Bryant. And
So
the neighbors were part of it, of course.
I'm talking with Eddie Conyers right now. And, Eddie, I did not realize this about you, sir, is that born in Montgomery, he and his family moved to Tuscaloosa, where he graduated from high school in 1946, then 2 years of service in the U.S. Navy, then attended the University of Alabama, but then was called back into service during the Korean War and served an additional 2 years. So certainly thank you for your service, sir.
Well, thank you. I settled the Second World War, and they had to call me back to settle the Korean War.
I didn't know they had teams over there practicing.
Yeah, that resume there, that bio was the university made that up for me, and but I'm proud of that service too. I mean, that's not gonna pat myself on the back here. I don't mean to, but
you deserve
it.
So, how many springs is this for you consecutively, Eddie?
Well, it would be right at 60. I started in. It's a little hazy as exactly when it started. Bryant came in '58, and no officials were there that year. And somewhere around 60 or 61, he got Gordon Pettis, who was in the Southeastern Conference, and Gordon later became the coordinator official for the Southeastern Conference. But I think Bryant, and whether or not he was the first to ever do this or not, I don't know. But his rationale was, if we get penalties, let's get them on the practice field rather than the ball game. And I think it really paid off, because about 3/4 of your penalties occur on offense. If you have more offense, you should have more penalties. Where Alabama would gain, if you gain, say, 300 yards in offense, you'd have maybe 40 yards of penalties. Alabama gained 300 yards of offense, have 10 yards of penalties. That's 30 yards you pick up there, just maybe in a half, and 60 yards in a ball game where some backs don't make that much running, So I'm sure that was his rationale. But It started around 61 or 62. I honestly don't know.
Wow.
That's the one thing this practice had that not many practices have is this past week, Eddie, was they did have a lot of pre-snap penalties, which usually they do.
Yeah, we had 4 in a row at the scrimmage the other day. I mean, Saturday. And of course, you know, Coach Saban, but don't any coach like penalties, but I think he particularly don't like them.
when his hat comes off, it gets serious. That's all I know.
Hey, by the way, he told me I was the second best official in the United States, but everybody else is tied for first.
Oh, man. Oh, that's
well, it's not a spring without us talking with you, Eddie.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you calling. I wish I was more informative. I don't. I get the officials. Like I say, we have 4 out there right now as we're speaking, and but as soon as I get them there and assign them to the field, and the drills that's going on, then I kind of hang around and I slip out.
So,
so you can see me.
Have you thrown a flag more to any other player than Wes Neighbors in your time in Tuscaloosa?
Neighbors wore out about 7 of them, I think.
He threw more after I left there than he ever did when I was there.
Neighbors never blocked. Neighbors never blocked anybody who could trip a hole or push in the back. The neighbor's name is real big here, and it's very deserved.
Well, we certainly appreciate the time. I don't want to hold you up any longer, sir, and we always look forward to our conversations. Best of health, and congratulations on your award. I know the dinner, the ceremony is coming up in May, so congratulations.
Well, I thank you very much, and I'm really looking forward to it, and it's quite an honor, and I'm very appreciative.
Thank
Congratulations,
you, sir.
Eddie.
Okay, buddy. Thanks for having me.
That is Eddie Conyers, 60 years in a row, the recipient of the Frank Pighouse Award, the award given to someone who has performed outstanding service to sports in the state of Alabama.
Well, he deserves that. And I tell you, so, he's just not an official, though. You think he could sense if you didn't have it, you know what I'm saying? Or you were down or whatever. It's a mental game as much as some days, you don't have the look in your eye. And he would come over there and start his comedian act, and then just ask how you're doing, how's your dad doing. He recognizes things, and he was more like a counselor, an official. But years later, I'd walk out and be talking to somebody, all of a sudden a flag hit right between my feet, and then here come another one from the other guy, and I can't remember his name. I think he's passed away years and years ago, and he'd throw one too, and they'd be both going like this, doing the holding signal. So, and this would be 10 or 15 years after I left, when I go to practice.
94 years young is Eddie Conyers, and this is yet another spring, 60 in a row there in Tuscaloosa, as that ceremony comes up on May the 7th, honoring Eddie, as well as Mark McCarter, someone we know very well here in North Alabama. He'll be recognized as the 2022 Mel Allen Media Award recipient at the annual induction ceremony. So
congratulations to him.
Certainly congratulations to Mark. We'll definitely get him on. If I know Mark, he is probably out in Madison getting ready for some baseball tonight, as the home opener for the Trash Pandas is later on tonight, probably about an hour away, as the Rocket City Trash Pandas are back in action here in 2022. So, thought no better way to start this particular week, being 8A week, than with
Eddie Conyers,
Mr. 8A and Mr. Spring, and that is Eddie Conyers. JD's is set to join us later on here in hour number 1, but we are going to take our first time out. If you'd like to sneak in on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, you can do so next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dippin' Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
T-minus 3, 2, 1, Trash Panda Nation, ignite the fun, let's rock it.
The Trash Pandas start the 2022 season at Toyota Field against the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Opening night will feature a first pitch from Auburn football legend Kerryon Johnson, plus a pregame flyover and postgame fireworks. Get your tickets for all the fun now at TrashPandasBaseball.com. Trash Pandas Baseball. Have a blast.
Let's rock it.
Hey, Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford back again to talk to you about how easy it is to make a custom factory order. Just click WoodyAndersonFord.com, hit the top banner, then start making your selections. It's really simple, and you'll end up with the exact vehicle you want. Not only is there no extra charge to custom order, but at Woody Anderson Ford, we'll take 5% off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates on the 2022 F-150, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Expedition, and Ranger. Another option for you is a certified pre-owned. We have over 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified are low mileage, gently used with great warranties. They've passed a 175-point inspection by certified technicians and come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Also, don't forget our service department is offering a free pickup and delivery when it's time for your next Ford service. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Hey, this is Justin with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. We'd like to invite you to North Alabama's premier patio bar and grill, where at the factory, we have something going on each and every night. Monday night, steak night. Tuesday night, karaoke. Wednesday night, the Jeep community comes out for Jeep Jam. Thursday, it's bike night, the biggest in the valley. Friday and Saturday, live concerts on our 4,000-square-foot patio, along with drink specials and a beautiful staff. What are you waiting on? We will see you at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com, with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill, there is some day baseball going on right now. In fact, from the Crimson Tide Sports Network, currently top of the 8th, it's Alabama 3, Belmont nothing. Let's listen in.
Evelyn, just to get the force out right there. Had a feeling they were only going to get one, but they got the force at second to cut down the lead runner. on a 4-6 putout. Fielder's choice puts Behrens at first. And Guy Lipscomb, the 3-hole hitter, who's 1 for 3 today, will stand in. Another left-handed bat facing the lefty, and Furtado. First pitch, fastball low. Hunter appeared in 22 games at Wake Forest, 25 and 2/3 innings of work. That was after he played at the Kings Academy down in West Palm. Fastball upstairs this time, and it's 2-0. And here comes Jason Jackson, the pitching coach, to.
So while that takes place, we'll come back here as Bama leads it 3-0, as the Crimson Tide baseball team all of a sudden have found themselves some offense and some pitching, coming off of a sweep over Ole Miss over the weekend. 6 straight wins for Alabama as they look to make it 7 straight wins, potentially 5 more outs away from 7 straight wins, and 8 out of their last 9 for Alabama. All of a sudden, this weekend against Tennessee has a touch more meaning.
Well, it always means something. Throw out the record books.
But
it'll mean a lot to them if they win.
Tennessee has yet to lose an SEC game. I think the last I checked, a winning streak of 23, I think.
That's
Smokey
really,
Mike
really
will
good.
certainly correct me at 24. See, I told you. He's on it. It's amazing how much these Vol fans have turned into baseball fans just overnight, all of a sudden. Incidentally, let's get a quick update from Tuscaloosa.
3-1, high and tight, missed. So a pair of walks in the inning for Furtado, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate in Brody Heaton. He's a right-handed batter. And he'll look to their third base coach before he steps in the box. 2 on, 1 out. I'm looking for a ground ball at somebody. Breaking ball taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Bama's had a double play today, but it was not the traditional variety. It was a fly out, throw him out. Double play at the plate. A wheel and a throw to second that almost got into center field. A great job on the part of Evelyn to knock that one down and keep the runner at second base. That is such a tough throw from the mound to second, because you're throwing obviously from an elevated position and trying to avoid stepping on the rubber as well. And he almost chunked that one into center. The 0-1, runners go. Pitch misses. Throw to second is off the mark. And the runner is safe there, and of course at second.
Well, we'll keep you up to date there in Tuscaloosa. That's the tying run there in the batter's box, as incidentally Belmont has just scored a run with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. It's 3-1 Alabama, your score there. We'll certainly keep you up to date there, but as soon as we are done, we'll hand things over to the Crimson to the Atlanta Braves radio network as the Braves continue their set with the Washington Nationals. The big news out of Tuscaloosa is the offensive line transfer, Tyler Steen. We talked a little bit about that in the first segment, but what was your big takeaway of what you saw out of the offensive line? I know you said they just didn't click, didn't mesh.
Well, no, they just weren't consistent. They weren't consistent at any time last year, and mostly they couldn't block 31. I mean, and especially on the
a lot of people had a problem with
well,
that.
yeah, I mean, there's most people do get beat by him. So he's a competitor too. To tell you that, I just thought that then he said they were spotty. At times they looked really good. I mean, they made some really they made some big league plays that not few teams can make. And then they had offsides penalty. They jumped offsides or had procedures. They dropped some balls.
The pre-snap stuff surprises me a little.
Well, yeah, because they don't have that. They don't. That's most scrimmages. They don't have it. Usually, you have it in your first scrimmage, and you clean it up. And what I noticed is mostly the new guys, right? That's who was jumping off sides, with the new guys. So you just have to kind of look at entirely. That's a lack of staying focused or being nervous fighting for a position. Thinking about, hey, I got him on this. This is reading, and not having the experience. No, hey, you got to wait till they snap the ball too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but I thought Milroe played awesome. To me, I mean, he's not the best player, the quarterback. The best quarterback's the Heisman Trophy winner. But you can win with him right now because he brings a whole different thing. You miss a tackle with him, it's bye-bye. He's as fast as anybody you've ever – he's as fast as Cam Newton was. He's not as big. He's not 6'6", but he's pretty big. I mean, the guy weighs 240 easy. And he can run, and he's getting better. And I saw the improvement. I mean, he threw he worked with the first team and threw it had to be a 45 or 50-yard touchdown pass. Strike to your Georgia boy.
Burton.
So I call him Georgia boy. So
number 3 in your roster.
Number 3 in your roster.
By the way.
That was the other thing, is they didn't give us a roster. They usually give us a roster.
And then you usually write notes on it.
Right, you know that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I write the notes, and they didn't give me a roster.
So you had no note-taking ability.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, though. Yesterday, I went to the Brian Doran Foundation, which we get. I'm the president of Coach Bryant's charitable foundation, educational and charitable foundation. What basically we do is we give scholarships away for Brian Jordan. Give 2 a year.
It was really cool to go down there the couple of years we did,
and they want us back, by the way.
Cool,
but
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So, and then we give them 2 $12,000 scholarships away.
It's amazing.
And then, but they've given $11 million to high school athletes overall, getting given out since they've been doing this. And these people don't have to go. Like our applicants, obviously, we have to go to Alabama. Auburn has one, and they have Dr. McCullough does one, and then there's some Methodist, which is a new one. I guess they started 2 years. They give full rides.
Jeez.
And to people who's maybe doesn't have the perfect parent home situation, live with an aunt and then they want you to live, and they give you all kind of support, tutors. It's amazing what's going on in this state. We're the only state that does it for whatever reason. And it was started by Coach Bryant and Coach Jordan, which makes it even really special.
It really does.
But I've been doing it for, I guess, 15 years now, I'm guessing, because I did it before I ever started here. And when you go to one of these, to see these young people, I mean, we interviewed 15 people yesterday. And I would have given every one of them one. And everyone's getting a scholarship because they've already won when they get there. There are 108 people. We interviewed 15 that were.
Let's talk more about that in hour number 2. We do need to take our final time out. Talk a little boxing on the other side. JD's set to join us next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Find your rhythm, feed your rhythm at Rhythm on Monroe. Not just a great restaurant and rooftop bar, but the perfect spot to relax and take in a beautiful scenic downtown sunset on the rooftop or patio. Enjoy Chef Becky Vibbert's fresh and delicious fan favorites like braised beef short rib sliders, seasonally inspired fresh salmon dishes, crispy Brussels sprouts, and fresh baked peach walnut cobbler or chocolate chess pie. Open daily at 4 p.m. with brunch from 11 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday on the corner of Clinton and Monroe in the Von Braun Center. Follow Rhythm on Monroe on Facebook.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A couple of scattered showers are going to be possible through the afternoon, but it does look like the vast majority of us are going to stay dry. Mostly cloudy to overcast skies, still temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s. A better opportunity for rain as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. Temperatures only dropping into the low and mid 60s. Scattered showers are going to be possible Wednesday afternoon. Highs hanging out in the mid and upper 70s. Some of us could see the lower 80s. Our next opportunity for severe weather moves into the Tennessee Valley as we head into Wednesday night. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is the time of year where we all expect inconsistent calls from umps.
You guys stink.
That's okay. We're used to it here.
Ha!
We'll just sit back and call it like it is. Your home of the World Series. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Back here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Need to head directly out to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, as I've been efforting this next guest for quite some time, since the fall of last year, but he is finally out of double secret probation, I'm happy to report. Jay Dees joins us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Out of double secret probation and glad to be.
Well, I guess the obvious place to start, I watched every second of that second Tyson Fury bout. I'd love to get your perspective on what you saw.
You mean the third one?
Yeah, the third one. Thank you. The third one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the reason I wasn't doing a lot of things with media-wise is because Malik Scott, my great friend of mine, he was handling all that, and as a matter of protocol, you want to do things the right way, and it was his opportunity and to take the lead on those things, and he did a great job. Plus, he's a lot more interesting than I'll ever be. So it's not good all the way around. But man, what a fight! I think it. I told Deontay it'll go down in history. You never want to lose a fight, but it'll go down in history as one of those that they will still show on TV. After we're all long dead and gone. It's kind of like in Frazier fights that they show. You're talking about a fight with 5 knockdowns in 11 rounds, two for us, three against us. Just a back and forth war that I think elevated the stature of both guys. You look at Ali and Frazier again as the example. Yes, Ali won 2, Frazier won 1, but at the end of the day, they go down in history as elevating each other, taking each other to a place that nobody else could take them, and just a fantastic fight, and very, very proud of the entire team and the work that we put in and everything.
That 4th round in particular, I went back and watched it. I've watched it a couple of times, and you're right, that was as good a fight as I've ever seen live. But that 4th round in particular, it felt like Deontay was just an eyelash away from not only winning that thing outright. It felt that close to me. Yeah, and he broke his hand on the knockdown, the first knockdown in the 4th round. And so, but with Deontay, he's not ever going to not throw. A lot of guys will break a hand, and of course they won't throw that punch much anymore. But that's simply not in his DNA. He's there to fight. That's he just kind of had to put a line in the sand and go for it, and that's what he did. Such a fantastic performance. Can you give us an update on Deontay now?
Oh yeah, he's doing great. After he got his hand fixed and went through the therapy and everything, that basically took him from the October fight to roughly December. By the time all the therapy and stuff was being done, so if you look at it from that perspective, he's had December, January, February, and March off. And I told him the other night we were laughing about it, and talking about it, and said, you've been in this career 17 years, and this is 4 months is not anything to be off. So enjoy it, enjoy life, and he's doing great. He's spending a lot of time with his family, taking some trips, handling some business things, some personal things. It's been a great time for him, and I'm thrilled because he deserves it.
So, does he have any plans in the future to get back at it, though?
No thoughts. Haven't gotten into it. When he knows and what he knows, and we'll know when that comes. But there's no pushing him into a decision one way or the other from my standpoint, because of course he's the one taking the punches. So
oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So it's got to be something that comes from him and is in his heart and with what he wants to do. And when and if that time comes, he'll let us know. And if it's not to be, man, what a phenomenal career. He doesn't owe anybody anything. He's achieved so much. World heavyweight champion, Olympic bronze medalist, the only medalist from the United States in the Beijing Olympics for boxing. 10 successful title defenses, which I think is either one more or tied with Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. So just a phenomenal career, regardless of what the future holds.
No doubt about that.
So, what makes I'm trying to remember his name. All I want to call him is Devontae's opponent,
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. What makes him such a good boxer? I mean, to me, is there anybody out there that can touch him other than Deontay?
Well,
in your opinion,
you know, he's a big human being first and foremost, and extremely athletic, you know, as well. So it's not the typical big, slow, ponderous guy. You know, he's got the advantages of the athleticism and the size. So that all plays in, and he's got a real, you know, what they call a boxing IQ. He knows how to handle himself in various situations. So it's just kind of when you put that package all together, it's quite a task to fight him. As far as what anybody can do with him, boxing is such a unique sport in that regard. You never know. I mean, there have been guys in the past that I thought were unbeatable. Sugar Ray Leonard, Terry Norris, Julio Cesar Chavez, and you say, I don't see any way that this guy, could lose, and then they do. So you just never know in boxing, is my point. And so
my dad had a saying for that.
We will have to see, what the future holds in his career as well. But you never know if what's going to happen and who's going to fight who. So we'll just have to wait and see.
My dad used to say in the NFL there's a paddle for every ass, and I'm pretty sure that in boxing it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's one of those sports where you have some guys are just some guys just there's so many factors that are involved that can come up during a fight that you just never know about. Does a guy have an injury going into a fight, or is he having personal problems, or is he, and I'm not talking about Deontay or Fury. I'm just talking hypothetically. You just, there's always, so you never know with boxing. You never know what's going to happen. Look at, Buster Douglas had that night of his life against Mike Tyson. He would not have been that good the night before. He would not have been that good the night after. He never was at that level again. But for that night, he probably beat almost anybody in history.
Yeah. Hey.
So for a while, boxing kind of took heavyweight boxing that you wouldn't see it on TV until Deontay really had his great run, and people got behind him, and then the Tyson Fury, the first fight that was over there, was an incredible fight. It seems like heavyweight boxing's back. Do you think it can stay there though, without any major opponents?
Well, I think the way that the heavyweight division succeeds is when people do like Deontay and they fight the best. When they don't get all mired down in little technicalities and all these kind of promotional disputes where it's got to be on our network, where you can have it on your network, but we've got to use our announcers and all that kind of crap. At the end of the day, the fighters have a lot more power than they think they do. And I'll give you a prime example. When Deontay was going to fight, I forget who it was, but the guy tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs or something to that effect. But at any rate, there wasn't a lot of money in fighting Luis Ortiz. And he was the guy nobody wanted to fight. Cuban, huge puncher, massive amateur career, undefeated, slick as they come, and nobody would fight him. And Deontay said, I want that fight. And financially, it didn't really make sense because there was more money in other fights. But this was the one. Deontay said, everybody's avoiding him. That's the guy I want. They wound up fighting twice, 2 great fights. Deontay won both of them. And he and Ortiz are good friends to this day because, he gave Ortiz a chance that nobody would have given him. But that's what it's going to take to keep heavyweight boxing at the top. It's going to take the fighters stepping up and saying to their promoters and their managers, I want this guy. Make this fight happen. Don't waste time. Let's get the best fights on the board.
And of course, they're trying to protect them, get them easy fights to prolong to easy money, as they'd say, right?
Well, yeah, it's always you have the idea that certainly you want to make as much as you can and not risk your health, but there's also what's inside a fighter. The guy that says, how good am I? And, I want to prove how good I am. I want to test myself against the best. And there's not always a ton of those type of guys out there, but they are out there. And I love those kind of guys that want to test themselves.
Well, tell us about the gym. Is there a guy or two we need to be on the lookout for in the coming years in your gym down there in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, we've got some great amateur fighters, Golden Glove fighters coming up. Two in particular that are making a lot of headway. Dave Terrell and then this kid they call Cotto because he fights like Miguel Cotto. And these are young kids that have been already on the national stage. And as professionals, Deion Nicholson, he's only lost one fight. He's 15-1, and he's now he's fighting at 175, which is his best weight class. He was fighting at 200, which he was just a small guy at 200, but he was ranked number 5 in the world. So we kept him at 200 because it's not easy to get ranked 5 in the world. And when you get to a new weight class, you're kind of starting over. But he was just too big. Those guys weigh 200 pounds, but, normally they walk around at 215. And here Deion is at 190, 185. So we got him down to 175, so he's going to be much more suited for that weight class. And I think he'll be ranked in the top 10 before the end of the year.
Talk to us as well about the Boxing Hall of Fame, the Alabama Boxing Hall of Fame, and the upcoming induction.
Man, that's my passion project right there. That we got that started in 2017 through the state of Alabama's athletic commission, and it's just a way to recognize great fighters from Alabama's past. And we looked at every Hall of Fame that had a Hall of Fame for boxing, every state that had one, and we modeled ours, put our rules and regs together, and now we do it as part of a live pro boxing show. So this year it's going to be at the venue at Coosa Landing. It's called the Venue at Coosa Landing in Gadsden, and it's going to be April 23rd, 6 p.m. It's going to be a live fight card, professional boxing, and the inductions are interspaced, between the fights. So you'll have a fight, and then we'll do an induction. We'll have another fight and do another induction, and so on. And a lot of people don't know some of the great names that have come out of Alabama. Just in the pro boxer category, you've got year 1 was Joe Lewis, year 2, Evander Holyfield, year 3, Ernie Shavers, year 4, Frankie Randall, year 5, Tracy Harris Patterson. So you're talking about, tremendous fighters that are Alabamians. People don't know that Holyfield and Joe Lewis are Alabamians, but they are. This year we've got 3. We've actually got James Hughes, Randall Yonker, and Pete Talaferro, all 3 from Mobile. So it's a tremendous class. All in all, we're inducting 11 people. From up North Alabama, we've got in the support personnel category. We've got Lane Killian in the amateur boxer category. These are guys tremendous for the sport of boxing, and Jacksonville is where Sonny is from, and Fort Payne is where Lane is from. So the entire state is being represented. Last year we had Greg from Huntsville, who's a tremendous coach up in the Huntsville area. So it's been a great thing, this Hall of Fame, and I'm so excited to be back doing it during the live boxing. The last couple of years we couldn't due to COVID protocols. We just had the ceremony, but not the fights. Now we got the fights and the ceremony.
How can folks buy tickets and head down to Gadsden? How can they be a part of it next Saturday?
It's going to be great. April 23rd, next Saturday, it's going to be at the venue at Coosa Landing in Gadsden, and they can go on. It's 11 spelled out, ONE, 116boxing.com, or, the easy thing, show up at the door. We'll be selling tickets at the door. And we expect a really good crowd, and the Hall of Famers are all going to be there, and it's going to be a lot.
Jay, I can't thank you enough for hopping on and giving us an update about Deontay, but even more so than that, I can hear the passion in your voice about this Boxing Hall of Fame. And anything we can do to help, just give us a holler, seriously.
We are excited about our the guy that does our programs is the same guy that does the programs, Manny Pacquiao, Tom Bradley, Errol Spence. He does all the big programs, and he does our program booklet. And it is one of those times that you pay $30 for in a championship fight. But at our event, when you walk in the door, they hand them to you free. And,
wow.
It's just a commemorative item that you take home with you, and it's fantastic. The fights are going to be great. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. And I tell you why, because the present of the rings that are Alabama, they're the present and future of the boxing. But then on stage, you've got the past, and we're going to look to the past, but we're going to watch the present and look to the future. So it all comes full circle in one night.
That's awesome. Jay, thank you so much for hopping on with us, sir. We look forward to talking with you down the road, sir.
Hey, thank you guys again, and I'm glad to be out of double secret probation.
Good talk to you. Thank you, Jay. That is JD's talking a little boxing with us. Get ready, boys and girls. Sports Center update. Then on the other side, we're going to get you up to date with what's going on here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill.
Hey, Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford back again to talk to you about how easy it is to make a custom factory order. Just click WoodyAndersonFord.com, hit the top banner, then start making your selections. It's really simple, and you'll end up with the exact vehicle you want. Not only is there no extra charge to custom order, but at Woody Anderson Ford, we'll take 5% off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates on the 2022 F-150, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Expedition, and Ranger. Another option for you is a certified pre-owned. We have over 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified are low mileage, gently used with great warranties. They've passed a 175-point inspection by certified technicians and come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Also, don't forget our service department is offering a free pickup and delivery when it's time for your next Ford service. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman, hope to see you soon.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Steve Lennox. NBA play-in tournament underway tonight. Nets host the Cavaliers at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Tip for that game coming up shortly. Later tonight, Timberwolves at home in Minneapolis, and they play host to the LA Clippers. Winners of tonight's game lock up the number 7 seed in their respective conferences. Losers continue and still have a shot to secure the number 8 seed in the NBA playoffs. Tonight's game at the Barclays Center taking place less than a mile away from today's subway shooting in Brooklyn. At least 10 people were shot, at least 29 more injured. Kevin Durant shared his thoughts on the devastating events.
It's devastating to hear about, I don't know the details. I don't know too many details, but to hear the sirens out front the practice facility and see so much commotion going on outside, you hope and pray that for the best for everybody involved.
On a lighter note, Durant also said that if he had to choose, he'd go with Joel Embiid as this year's NBA MVP. Warriors' Steph Curry is making progress in his recovery from a sprained ligament and bone bruise in his left foot. Curry did miss the final 12 games of the regular season. His status to return still uncertain. Warriors host the Nuggets, game 1 of their first-round Western Conference playoff series underway on Saturday. Mavericks' Luka Doncic suffered a calf sprain in the team's regular season finale Sunday. No timetable has been set for his return. Day baseball in Detroit. Red Sox come from behind, beat the Tigers 5-3. Reds home opener today against the Guardians. Right now, that game in the 8th inning in Cincinnati and tied up at 4-4.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Ron has something in him. He doesn't want to assert himself, it seems to me, in quite the same way that Kobe Bryant was very comfortable with.
This and more. Wednesday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
It is hopping here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Just a beautiful evening out here on the patio. As Jen will eventually join us when she figures out the headset.
She's not the only one that looks like the wrestler.
Oh, gosh. It's a bad hair day.
Oh, me too.
There we go. Is that look better?
Me too.
Okay, I'm just saying. Now we're good. How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
I'm here. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
You like the patio on a day like today?
Today,
and it's a party. I can hardly hear you. It's a party. Can y'all hear?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
good.
it is a party.
Look
It
at all these
is,
people.
after all, Pedro's birthday.
It's always Pedro's birthday. On Tuesday night.
Of course. How's
How's that on Tuesday night?
That's when we're here.
Best Mexican in town.
It is.
No question.
Yep.
Margaritas in town. Tequila. We got it all.
Yep.
Are y'all good?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
I had the quesadilla earlier.
Oh, you already ate?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
The steak quesadilla.
Is your favorite?
Level up.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Level
what's
up.
coming up this weekend is Easter. Can you believe that?
I know it.
No.
Now, last
Yeah.
weekend, we froze. Like, it was cold last weekend.
Yeah.
We had heavy hitters last weekend, and I think it was the coldest week of the year. I swear, it was really cold. This weekend's Easter, though. We've got all locals this weekend. Did that sound fun?
Yeah, so who
Come out
all
and
you got
support
coming?
your local bands. We got Jedi. Everybody loves Jedi.
Yeah.
Eric Rhodes. Everybody loves those bands. So for Easter, does
A little
that sound
local
fun?
flavor. Yeah.
I love that. And then Sunday, if you're tired of your mama's cooking, you can always come out here after that.
That's true.
Or the Easter egg hunt with the kids. Y'all just
to
come on out
unwind
after.
from the family event.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Somebody asked me the other day where you could get brunch for a good price.
You think?
Here.
There's
Yes.
no question, yeah.
Well,
And you can get
Pedro does that
anything.
spin.
Yeah, so the first commercial I ever did, this is the perfect place because there's so many people that think that the sun comes up and goes down on a Mexican restaurant. I mean, that's all they'll go to.
That's true.
Right?
That would be me.
So,
I'm just saying.
but you can come here and get the best Mexican food in town.
Yep.
And then you can go
Order a
flip,
steak.
order a steak, and
And
get
on
one of the best
Easter,
steak in town.
that's right.
Cuban.
Well, they're
Cuban.
Cuban. I mean, they have
I mean-
awesome food.
And on Sundays, Bloody
Pasta.
Marys. We do an amazing
The
Bloody
Bloody
Mary.
Marys are good. I've heard.
We have that.
No, I've
like a Bloody Mary.
You've heard.
I've heard.
Bacon,
There's a rumor.
celery,
I know
that
it.
rim, and all that really hot salt.
Oh yeah, I've heard it was really good.
Are you a Paloma guy?
What?
Yeah.
He's speechless.
No, because
I saw you studying.
no. So I'm a mixologist.
You are?
I got a secret mixologist degree. Yes.
I did not know
And
that.
palomas are my specialty.
Really?
Yes.
So
So that's why there was silence.
Well, I'm not
what's
going
a
to invite you
paloma?
over then. I'm
What's
not
a
good at making
paloma?
those.
Huh?
What's a paloma?
You don't know what a
I have
paloma
no
is?
idea.
You don't know what a paloma is?
No.
It's basically tequila.
Tequila? What
Yeah,
kind of a
tequila.
mixologist
Is it
are
tequila?
you?
Kill you.
Tequila?
Yeah, you've ever had my
Have
one
you
of?
been drinking?
No, I have not.
Okay.
No, have you?
Don't you call it tequila?
No, not my drinks. It's tequila.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
There's no jiggers involved. Anyway,
Oh,
and
my
grapefruit juice, but I
Yes.
use Fresca too.
Oh, so it's a
Okay.
little sweeter.
Well, yeah, but Fresca's no calories either. And
That's
use
true.
and then use real lime juice.
Now, I would like that.
Yeah, you would love it.
I would like that.
The popular folk song composed in the early 1860s. I mean, who doesn't know this?
I mean, I didn't know that.
Created by the legendary Don Juan Diego Corona, owner and bartender in Tequila, Mexico. So, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
La
See?
Paloma.
La Paloma.
Don't you love that? We make a great one here. For Easter, doesn't that sound good?
It is good. It's very refreshing.
It is.
It's
that
very
grapefruit
refreshing
kind of gives
yeah.
it that citrusy Sunday morning
Yeah.
feel.
But you throw that Fresca in there, and
I gotta ask
little
if we do that.
I mean,
How about that?
Oh yeah,
Little bubbly.
Yeah. So,
Anyway, I don't know how in the world we got onto that. I did not know you were a mixologist.
Absolutely.
You could stick him behind the bar.
We might have to do that. That would add a new flair to radio.
Well, because you can't, if you're buying the bar, you can't drink one and serve one.
Yes, you can. Yes, if there's anybody I know that can do that, it is Wes Neighbors.
Oh, I think we need a night like that.
So
you just don't want me behind the bar.
Or me. Anyway, we're going to have a great weekend. Even though it's Easter and family time, and I know that's so important for all, we're going to have a good time here with our family local bands.
That is cool.
We're excited
There's some great bands around in Huntsville.
Yes.
No
so
question.
tonight is going to be a great night. Gavin's behind the bar. Paige is behind the bar. We got all our favorites for karaoke.
Yeah.
So we got us a good night tonight. Me?
Yeah.
Well, no, I like to do that, but I have to have a little something before I do that.
Some tequila.
Need a mixologist.
You need a mixologist.
No. So just saying.
But what I suggest anybody when you come to the Furniture Factory at least one time, you got to get the hamburger steak. This is not on the menu, but they'll serve it to you. They know what it is. You got to get a hamburger steak with the mushrooms. The portobello mushrooms are unbelievable.
You do this all the time.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't do it tonight.
No, I didn't do it tonight.
He says it every week.
And then
Hamburger
get
steak.
the broccoli, but ask for the queso. It's the kick.
Yeah,
it's
that
the
is
kick.
true.
I mean,
The
it's
jalapenos
unbelievable.
in that queso?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's perfect. It's not too hot, but has a little bite. It is really good.
Well, we love having everybody here. It's always a family night here, and we love our Furniture Factory family.
And they're awesome. The new back bar, I guess what you call the patio.
I have 3 VIP areas.
Yeah, that's what's so cool. So you can.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Couches.
Call, yeah, I mean, you can call and
our
have your
servers.
group.
We've ramped up our servers, our waitresses. We got the best girls in town. We've got our staff just underway here. It's great.
And it's also wedding season.
It is.
So, I mean, if
reunions, weddings,
Yeah.
rehearsal dinners. It has just been crazy this spring, and we love it. So we're excited. So y'all come on down.
There you go.
Yeah?
Thank you, Jen.
Good.
Thank you,
Thanks
Jen.
for
Good
having
seeing
me.
you.
As always, I think I need some tequila.
There you go.
My goodness. Great to see y'all.
Thank you, Jen. For more information, you can log on to FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com and check it out. But, I mean, it's just, there's never a bad meal. Never a bad meal. In fact, I recently, I'm still in the process of some work being done on the house. And and so one of the guys, I hope to talk more about this.
He told me 21 days ago.
32 days ago.
It'd be done.
32
and
days
I laughed
ago.
when he said that. I said, no way.
Yeah.
Have they started yet?
No. Met with the contractor today. So hopefully we're in the final throes of at least that part. But no, one of the water mitigators came up to me and said, okay, so where do you really like to eat? And I immediately said the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. I've never had a bad meal here. And I've been in a pasta mood sometimes, and the Mexican pasta is fantastic.
Well,
the chicken Alfredo my wife loves.
Yeah, I didn't order the hamburger steak. I thought the waiter was going to fall down. I went queso, no onions. I mean, what is it? Quesadillas, no onion. It was awesome, and they got the best mushrooms I've ever had anywhere. And I've been a lot of places.
And we've gone to Miami twice within the last 2 years. I've on purpose gotten a Cuban sandwich down there. It's better right here.
Yeah.
It's better right here. I mean,
I got my Cuban friend says it's the best Cuban sandwiches that he's had. He's 100% Cuban.
Even talked to. So I just went down to Fort Myers with UAH, and bumped into the Heat's broadcast team and said, give me the best place for a Cuban sandwich, and it was right around the corner. at this little hole in the wall. Still not better. Still not better. 256-576-4977. That is the number to be a part of the program. 256-576-4977. We've already had Eddie Conyers on the program to give us a little A-Day update, and he revealed some pre-snap penalties. Four in a row.
Yeah, but they had a lot. They had some on defense, some on offense. It was like it was a little hotter than it's been, I guess, and people were, they're competing for jobs or hadn't played. One of them was number 3, the Georgia boy.
Yep.
And it was just a lack of concentration, and they were doing 2-minute. A lot of first time these guys have done 2-minute, and there's a lot goes into 2-minute offense and reading the defense, what defense they're in. For a receiver, it makes a difference of where you go and what route you're running, and it caused them to be thinking about that and then jump offside. So
quick scoreboard update: Alabama indeed a winner over Belmont, 3-1 is your final on the diamond. As Alabama now winners of 7 in a row as they get ready for Tennessee coming up on Friday, and you'll be able to hear that right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. An early first pitch, so we are going to have an extremely abbreviated drive coming up on Friday. Shutdown Man is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. The floor is yours, sir.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Wes. If you could get a offensive lineman to transfer in that gave up 2 sacks and 11 hurries in his last 9 games, would you feel pretty good about that kind of production?
I'd have to watch the tape. I mean, it matters who they're playing,
who's around them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm trying to think. I might have gave up 11 hurries the whole time I was at Alabama.
That's
to me, that's a lot. But let me say this, though, Shutdown Man. I got a hurry one night, and the guard blocked me, and the guy went around the guard. You see, you know what I'm saying? What's his fault? Yeah, and what's not? And these guys that grade these films, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great. But it can be arbitrary what you're supposed to be doing, So I haven't watched any tape on them. I think that they need more offensive linemen, that they don't have enough down there. They'll say that. I think Bryce Young came out and said that these guys are getting too much work. That they have a lot of linemen down there. They have a lot that are hurt. There's 3 guys that have played significantly that aren't playing this spring. So Ekafor started for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's not out there. So I think this just adds more competition. And I guarantee you, Coach Saban says you're not going to start. But what we're used to and what you're referring, I think also is Coach Saban usually doesn't bring them in unless he thinks they're going to start. So he thinks he has a chance. And
heck, look at the other transfers now.
I thought Curvin did well in the first scrimmage. Now, 31 wasn't playing. But if you're going to base how your guy's going to do on what 31. He does on 31, there's not any good tackles in the SEC. So I don't know. Shutdown Man, I was extremely disappointed with their outcome last year. I thought they could have had the best offensive line in the conference. It was very obvious that they didn't, and they were very inconsistent. They got better at the end of the year when they changed centers. Whether that center was, I know he was hurt. I don't know for the year, but I was not impressed with the consistency. I will say this team runs the ball well, which bodes well, I think, for the offensive line. But this, you got to be good at both, because if you can protect number 9, he's going to make you pay.
Right. Well, they're not going to have to go up against Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, Chris Broswell in the fall. there'll be few and far between that you'll see guys on that level. Plus, just a few weeks ago, everybody was jumping up and down with joy because we hired Eric Wolford away from Kentucky. I'm not pressing the panic button. I mean, if we got this guy, he's supposed to be one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. We got David Ballou in the fitness and workout center, getting these guys ready to play. Multiple guys coming back, like you mentioned, Emil Ekiyor, McLaughlin, Cohen, and J.T. Latham. Got two real good true freshmen coming in. I mean, highly rated, not quite 5-star, but Tyler Booker and Elijah Pritchett. And then you got this, Tyler Steen coming in. I think they'll be fine. Did want to make a quick...
Yeah, great potential.
Did want to make a quick comment about the Braves. Last year, if you remember, they started out 4-8 in their first 12 games. So I'm not pressing the panic button there either, but they sure don't look like they did the last game of the season. I don't know if what they do in spring training is kind of an ease into the season, but it's showing, they're not playing with a lot of energy, just kind of a slow.
Ronald Acuna's not playing either right now, so they're even easing him in as well.
Yeah, when he comes back, I guess it kind of looks like they're waiting for him to come back.
We spoke with Ben Ingram last week, the voice of the Braves, and he is of the belief that we're going to see Ronald in the second homestand, which would be a week before we flip that calendar to May. So I'm excited to see Ronald and to see exactly how he hits the gas pedal out of the gate. But there is no doubt his talent, and certainly glad he's wearing a Braves uniform.
Can't come soon enough. Thanks, guys.
On the mound tonight for the Braves, Bryce Elder making his major league debut. In fact, a quick little listen in.
Locations across the
Well, they're in a break, just like we are about to be in a break. If you'd like to participate in the drive, you can do so. Lines are open to you right now.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The world champs are back. The Braves are out to defend their world championship. And behind Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson, Max Fried, and this loaded 2022 roster, a repeat is within reach.
There goes Ozzie, 2-2 on the way, hit well. Deep center field. Might have ourselves a tie ball game. You betcha.
And we'll bring you every huge moment of the Braves 2022 season right here on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at Bob Wallace.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Wednesday, expect a few isolated showers in the morning, gradually going to become partly sunny for
Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in a Kia. Go Mustangs!
Outdoor season is coming. Can't wait.
Here at Brooks & Collier, neither can we. Outdoor season is also grilling season.
And we have plenty of grills and smokers in stock from Traeger, Blaze, and Big Green Egg.
There's the greenhouse, new indoor items and home furnishings as well.
Whatever it takes. Browse over 2 acres of furnishings. Can't wait.
How about you? North Alabama's indoor and outdoor living headquarters for over 75 years.
813 Meridian Street and at brooksandcollier.com.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Alabama did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Back here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill, we've been talking quite a bit about A-Day coming up this weekend in Tuscaloosa. There is quite a few spring games going on this weekend. Vanderbilt's spring game comes up on Saturday. I know, Wes, you're fired up about that. South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Georgia, as well as Arkansas, are all joining Alabama. The only one that you'll be able to see just over the airwaves is Georgia's spring game. That is on ESPN2. The rest of them are on ESPN Plus, otherwise known as SEC Network Plus.
So, what do we hear about Auburn's spring game? I heard the MVP was the second-string quarterback?
Second-string quarterback, yep. We spoke a little bit about that yesterday, and at least hearing from Coach Harsin, he was pretty high on TJ and his growth this spring right now, but I've got to believe once Zach Calzada comes back fully healthy.
Well, I mean, what about the guy that got the MVP?
Well,
I mean, you can't poo-poo a guy that gets the MVP. I've seen it, and it happened twice to Alabama, and now he starts for the New England Patriots. So
yeah.
That, to me, when your second-string quarterback gets a MVP, that is like
good news.
Yes, very good news. Because if he gets MVP, you can win with him. Just, you know. And
Lane Kiffin spoke with the media today. Incidentally, Ole Miss's spring game comes up next Saturday. Here's what Lane had to say earlier today in Oxford.
A lot of injuries for whatever reason, especially offensively skilled. So that affected production in the scrimmage, receivers, and especially tight ends. We actually didn't have any. So that's made it challenging, but I'm just pushing through. I don't think most of them are long-term guys. They should be guys we get back.
Saturday's practice looked like defense was very active and going after the ball. Just what have you seen from that pass rush Joe trying to fill with St. John's? What have you seen through 3 weeks?
Well, I think it would kind of be, like receiver question from year 1 to year 2, where it's going to be more balanced after losing Elijah. I would think we'd be more balanced. People got to step up all around. I do think depth-wise, our defensive line is by far the best it's been since we've been here. That was one of the things we said from day one really needed to be fixed there. So I do feel good about that position and a lot of competition going on there.
Wayne, you mentioned
y'all avoid pass catchers on Saturday, but what did you think about your quarterback play?
You know, that's challenging.
QB question.
I mean, I don't care who you are. Look at NFL great quarterbacks when they don't have, when they're limited with playmakers, or look at Matt's first half of the year compared to once they started getting some injuries in the middle part. It affects you, so especially for young quarterbacks. So their numbers weren't very good, but a lot of that was a product of that. But we still got to take care of the ball better regardless of who we're throwing to.
That is a depressed Lane Kiffin. He didn't get to play with his wide receivers or his tight ends.
They must look bad on offense. Here's the thing, and the Pirate said it so well. He said when he interviewed after the Alabama game, he said, we had people wide open. They weren't in places where they were supposed to be, so why would they cover them? And that's the truth. If you're not where you're supposed to be, and the quarter's back there, he has some lanes to throw in, right? You're supposed to get in those lanes, and if you're not, he doesn't know where you are. It doesn't work like that.
Well, just because you went there, we have yet to play any of Mike Leach this spring. This was after the scrimmage on Saturday.
I thought we were inconsistent. I thought we played hard. I thought sometimes frantic, sometimes hesitant, but I thought it was a pretty good first scrimmage. I don't think it was a great first scrimmage. I thought it was a good one. But I thought it was good work and it was a good starting point.
What were your thoughts on Will and Sawyer's performance today?
I thought when Sawyer settled in, he played real well. After his, interceptions, I thought he played real well. I don't think Will ever got into a rhythm, and it's tough when you got limited reps. I also think, though, our defensive front with the ones is a little better than the twos, which creates a set of problems. But no, I thought our first group could have played better on offense.
Do you think that Will's getting the ball out faster so far?
He has been in practice. I think sometimes scrimmages, I think guys make too much of them, and then they. But our last two practices, I thought, were better work overall. But there's another dimension to scrimmaging, which I think you got to expose yourself to it. But our last two practices were, I thought, were really good. Defense dominated the one before last, and then we offensively got after them the next one, and then this was pretty even. One of the quickest signs of a decent scrimmage is if everybody's pissed. Because if one side's happy, then something's wrong on the other side, So, but we had good effort.
What did you think of Antonio Harmon? Kind of seems like he's had a pretty good spring for you guys ever since.
He's getting better and better. He's physical. He's naturally physical. So, and I think that's a lesson that all those receivers can take. Because, right now I think we're kind of soft at receiver, and we got to be tougher. And even though he's not real experienced and is still working on ball skills and the rest, he is physical, and so that's a pretty good example to those other guys.
There you go. It's a little bit of Mike Leach talking to the media. Never disappoints.
Yeah.
Never disappoints.
Interesting that they're soft at wide receiver. He's hard on his wide receiver.
Yes, he is.
Seems like to me.
Yes, he is.
There expects a lot out of him, but to me, I would disagree with anybody who says the scrimmages are overrated. I think the scrimmages where men are made, because that's as close as a game that you can get to. And some people play really well with their coach sitting behind them. And when that coach is not there telling them where to go, what to do every play, they just freak out. And there are other people that are just gamers that just play at a different level when they turn on the lights. And those guys are the guys. Randy Rockwell was one. Unbelievable. He became 2 inches taller and 2 inches faster when they turned the lights on him. He played just unbelievable. Guy from Fairhope, Alabama, that you wouldn't think would be worth the crap in street clothes. I mean, you look at David Palmer in street clothes, and you're like, there's no way he was any good.
It's guys that
you just don't. I mean,
you never know.
No,
when the lights go on,
man, those guys were special when the lights went on.
The final spring scrimmages of 2022 that'll belong to Tennessee, Ole Miss, LSU, and I believe that's it. Next Saturday, we'll wind down spring 2022, but we have another spring game coming up on Thursday. Florida's spring game comes up on Thursday, the very first one for Billy Napier as they wind down their spring scrimmages, and he also spoke with the media over the weekend as they get ready for a quick turnaround from their second scrimmage to their final scrimmage. And here is what the Gator head football coach had to say on Saturday.
I thought both sides of the ball did a lot of good things today. I do think that we had a few too many undisciplined penalties today. That's probably the main takeaway. I think overall, last week we played, 120 plays, I think, and we had 2 penalties this week. We were way up there. I'm not exactly how many we had, but too many for my liking, right? I do think we took care of the ball pretty good, and then we played really well. Got a lot of situational football done today. Got out of there healthy, which is always a positive. But overall, general message here, need more consistency across the board, both sides, and certainly in the kicking game as well. But, overall, the energy's good, the effort's good. I like the physicality. I think we need better execution, and then we need to make better decisions at the point of contact and post-whistle when it comes to discipline. So, I think when you, in life sometimes, learning as we go here, if we do the things that are easy, your life is hard, right? And if we can do the hard things on a consistent basis, embrace the work, decide that we want to be a little bit different, I think life gets easier. I think we all probably could agree on that. We got some work to do here, but really proud of this group of people, and then we'll kind of move forward with our plan next week to get ready for the spring game on Thursday night. You guys know it's a big deal. We can't wait to, for Thursday night in the Swamp. Obviously it's an open invitation. It's free. We're excited about it. This is our first opportunity to really engage the student body. Went for a few walks this week, and every kid I met while I was out there, I asked them if they're coming to the spring game on Thursday night. We got a lot of yeses, so we're excited about that. And certainly our fans that are coming in town, we look forward to that. We want them to arrive early. Gator Walk is scheduled for 5 o'clock. The gates open at 6 o'clock. Again, general admission is free. Kickoff is at 7:30. It's going to be streamed on the SEC network, and certainly all the people that can't be there will have an opportunity to watch. So what questions do you have?
There you go. Selling that program a little bit, but a good message there by Billy Napier, and been really impressed with his overall message of what I've heard out of the Gators head football coach.
Proof's in the pudding. Let's see how he can do if they'll give him time.
He seems a tad bit more organized than the previous regime. Just outside,
I don't know how you can,
outside looking at it.
Yeah, but how could you tell that? Just by what he says?
Yeah. He's organized even in what he says.
Well, I mean,
in the press conference.
He's not a nut.
Well, I think
he's a good guy.
Yeah, you just labeled their last coach. They're spot on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's a genius, but he is a nut.
I don't know about genius.
Offensively,
I think he's a good coach offensively. He takes advantage. He's going to take it. He figures out what you're going to do. He tries to take advantage of it. But I don't know any genius that gives up 28 points in 5 minutes and loses a game right before halftime. So. That wasn't a genius.
I didn't say defensively.
It was offensively they gave him up. turning the ball over like he was nobody's business. He could have got out of that half and it been a one-score game.
Always seemed to have at least a good gauge on Nick Saban in Alabama.
Never beat him.
Well, I know they were both very competitive games.
Well, yeah, but you get beat. You never beat somebody. How do you? I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think he ever really came. He came close once or twice.
SEC championship game and in Gainesville.
Yeah, but even then, they gave up 60 points, and you can argue the offense didn't give it up, but yeah, they did. They turned the ball over. They did some stupid things.
Florida's in a better situation.
I don't know that they are. We're going to find out. I don't know that they are.
I don't know how good of a recruiter he is.
Well,
you tell me.
Well, I mean, Billy Napier was the best recruiter in his conference. He won their conference 2 or 3 times. His last year they didn't lose a game except the Texas.
So you would take Dan Mullen right now over Billy Napier
in a New York minute, but I would have.
Would you really?
Yeah, but he has to have controls. You cannot give him. He has to have a Woody McCorvey. He has to have somebody over. But, and 3 years from now, I might change my mind. I don't think Billy Napier can take Hisn and beat Urine and take Urine and beat Hisn.
Shane Beamer or Billy Napier?
What about neither?
Yeah, you wouldn't want any of those two to run your football program.
Not me. I might change my mind 3 or 4 years from now.
Mark Stoops.
I like Mark Stoops. But I don't know how dedicated. I mean, he seems pretty happy with where he is. He's at Kentucky.
Win 8 or 9, sometimes 10 games.
Yeah, but to do that, to build a program, he's built a program. He's built a program, and he's done it the right way. And
can he take him? Can he go to the next level? Go to Atlanta. Win in Atlanta.
I don't think so. I'd be shocked if he did. It'd be a great story.
So would you rather have Heupel than Billy Napier?
I would say yes.
I would say yes as well. But I like Billy Napier.
Yeah. I don't necessarily like Heupel as a person, but heck, you're not supposed to like him. They're supposed to be great coaches for the most part, have to be somewhat inherently mean, because they got to tell people that work hard for them that they're not good enough to play if they can't help the team. And that has to be the hardest thing in the world to do. And be able to handle it in a way where you still make them feel somewhat special, And that's not an easy thing to do either. And to get people to play with excellence all the time is, it's a special gift. And Coach Saban has it. I think Kirby has it. The best thing Kirby did last year was hire a psychiatrist to help him with his messaging to the team. And that's when you got to look inward and say, hey, for some reason I can't get over the hump. And I think with that message he had and the way he handled himself last year, he got over the hump. Now the next thing is, it's the hardest, is can you continue? And why everybody's patting you on the back and telling you how great you are, including the players, is get them to do it again. We're going to see. I'm not going to ever doubt him. He is built as close as a team to Alabama as anybody, but he's only won it once. He only has won the conference once.
That's right.
So,
he's only beaten Alabama once.
Yes, but he did beat him. So, and he did it by persevering. And that team did.
Injuries help.
Yeah, injuries always help. But it's a team sport.
Yeah.
And do I think they would have won it without? No, but Alabama to me had the best team. I said that a lot last year, but they didn't in the end because of their second string wasn't good enough to pick up for where some of their first string injuries happened. So
the
best team always wins.
Well, we saw
as a team.
Well, but we saw the bench play a particularly big role in another championship game between those same two teams, and Alabama came out victorious in overtime.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's who wins the fourth quarter is going to win the game,
or overtime.
Yeah, but usually it's the fourth quarter. I mean, Alabama in the first game, Georgia had 1 first down in the fourth quarter, and then no first downs in overtime. So you can't do that and win. And the next game, same thing. Next game, same thing. But this fourth quarter, Georgia won the fourth quarter, and they ended up winning the game.
Yeah, after being down in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and there were several things that could have changed that game. Passes that could have been caught that would have put the game out of reach. Alabama outplayed Georgia for 3 quarters.
No doubt.
And it reminded me, flipping, of the first time when Georgia outplayed Alabama for 3 quarters.
Yep.
When they replaced with Tua. So it makes for a good rivalry.
Let's hope we can continue that rivalry here in 2022, and there is no doubt, at least defensively, what we're going to see out of Alabama in 2022. I think the bigger question mark is what we're going to see defensively out of Georgia, as they are losing a lot off of a team that was just frankly special.
Well, and they might not even play. I mean, we're going to, it's going to be interesting to watch this year. And then the conference is going to change, and how it changes is going to be interesting. And I think could change the whole dynamic of what goes on.
On the subject of Georgia, their spring game comes up on Saturday, and coming up tomorrow on the program, Jim Donnan is going to join us to talk a little Georgia football. The former Georgia head football coach made me promise to wear my Scooby-Doo sweater. If you don't know that story, I'll be sure. And, well, you know what? I'll just tell you. So I was a young reporter back in the day with the Georgia Bulldog Radio Network. It was a chilly evening, and I put on my Scooby-Doo sweater and went into a press conference, and I proceeded to ask Jim Donnan a question. I don't even remember the question, but after I asked said question, Jim Donnan says, "I'm not sure I can answer a question from a guy wearing a Scooby-Doo sweater."
That's a good point, Jim.
So he asked me if I still had said Scooby-Doo sweater, and the answer is no. No, I don't. And plus, which I can't fit into that. That was back in '98. So the coach is going to join us tomorrow, as is the Padre. We're going to be joined by the Padre tomorrow as well. Exactly. So get ready for that coming up tomorrow.
Straighten all us out.
There's no doubt about that. We could all use a little straighten out. The Braves and Nationals are squaring off right now. The latest update that I had was Nationals leading it 1-0 as they head into the home half of the